Charlie, 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 you got to learn to slow down.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Queen Sugar Season 1, Episode 5. And in this episode, we did actually learn, Charlie has to learn to slow down a little bit. Like she says, she knows business. And we've seen that with her. But in these situations, the way she does business is not going to work. Now, the man actually already told you earlier on that he was going to try to fuck her around, when it comes to being up at the parish doing business. So we were looking for it from him. Anyway, but let's just start here. Nova and her boyfriend, Calvin, they just got into a big blow up. Nova never told Calvin that she was actually going to write the story. So Calvin basically feels that Nova used him to get the information to actually do this. And he's a police officer, and she's basically trying to take the police force down, and it's a conflict. But it really broke all the way down into black life versus white life kind of thing. Cops versus civilians kind of thing. Kind of like what we're actually going through right now. They actually had 2 segments of that same argument to the point where they actually broke up, and she told him, leave your motherfucking key when you leave. He went all, my father was a cop, and my brother-in-law is a cop, and people who are actually on the force, they get all into this, all cops aren't bad. Well, we understand that. Everybody understands that all cops aren't bad, but a couple bad apples will spoil the bunch. It just is the way it is. When they make the rules, these are the rules, and we just live by them. And they just got into it, and they couldn't get back from it. They broke up. Also in this episode, we actually got to see Hollywood actually has a wife. He literally has a whole wife. And it's Maxine Shaw. But no, it's the girl that plays Maxine Shaw that actually is playing the part. Crazy. But anyway, she's bipolar. She's on suicide watch in all of this business. She still pines for Hollywood. And we also found in this episode that Hollywood has a big dick and knows how to use it. So there you have that. Because she was trying to get some of it, and Hollywood was like, no. You and I are done. We're over. And then, later on the program, you see Vi actually sitting down smoking some weed because she was going through some stress. She's sitting down smoking some weed with Nova. And Charlie's sitting there. Charlie didn't smoke, but they were all sitting there, and they were kind of going over what was going on. And she got to tell them about how good and how big Hollywood's dick was. And they was like, oh, God. Then they also started talking, and they were saying, girl, what's going on? And they were saying, we know you messed with somebody, Nova. And Charlie laid out and said, is it a girl or a boy? So we done found out she like a little side of cooch every now and then. I said, oh my God, they really letting it all hang out this episode. Ralph Angel was running into some problem with his job. We found out, everything that seems so good ain't always so good. Over his job, they just shorted him 8 hours. You don't work 40-hour week and gets paid for 38. 32 rather. They just take 8 hours, and then gonna tell him ain't nothing wrong with the check, and gonna tell him there's a price for freedom. First of all, you ain't paying them nothing as it is, and then you just gonna skim 8 hours. And the little guy, he had actually cussed him out earlier on. The one that introduced him to the guy that sold him the bad sugar cane. He gonna tell him. He said, "Yeah." He said, "Ain't no problem. They do this. This is what they do, and we fucking steal their shit. That's what we do to settle the score. I got a hookup. I could get you down with the hookup." And of course, Ralph Angel's going to be Ralph Angel. He's going to get jammed up at some point. But he told him, he said, "Yeah, they steal from us, and we fucking steal their shit. That's just the way it is." I was like, wow, just ugly, just ugly. So we had all that going on. I felt really bad for Aunt Vi. Aunt Vi actually was at her place of employment, and two girlfriends from back in the day came in, and they were having a seat, and they were talking, and they were going on and on, and they actually were under the impression, well, the one was under the impression, she's an exec for a large company, she was under the impression that Vi actually owned the restaurant, and Vi's like, well, no, and she got really embarrassed because right in the midst of her sitting there, the little guy who was actually the nephew of the owner, who's like the new manager, he is an asshole. And he came out and he said to Vi, "I need you to keep working on it." She said, "I'm done. My shift was over like an hour ago. And he's like pushing it. It's just stupid. He's very, he's not nasty, but he's very condescending and very passive aggressive is what he is. And eventually she threatened him and told him that, she's going to fuck his ass up and she was going to help him out. So she's going to go on and quit. And she quit because she had about had enough. And she was ready to choke the fucking shit out of him. And I was about ready to hold him while she do it. So she had that going on. Let's see. Micah. Micah was championing for the dad and all of this. So now that he's back home, seeing exactly what's going on and how it's all falling down, Micah ain't really feeling daddy no more either. And Micah agreed to the mother. He had went to the shrink. He didn't want to do that. Then, dad was like, "Well, we got to eat. We were supposed to eat together, this, that, and the other." And you can see Micah like pulling away. Micah don't want to be with his dad. And he basically told her, "I don't want to be somewhere else. I want to be anywhere but here." So him and her are basically planning to move back to the parish. And again, Remy. The whole thing is she came down to take care of this whole situation and go to this auction and try to get the father's tractor back. Now, they already had told her, you got to just chill and let this just be. Listen to the older guy that Remy introduced her to. But Charlie wasn't listening. Charlie was being Charlie, and Charlie was doing business the way she wants to do business, and she ended up paying double for something for a tractor, not listening. And the older man, of course, got an attitude, because that's how old folks do. When you don't listen, they be like, "Fuck you." Went on and got an attitude and went on. Remy fixed it all, though. Like I said, Remy's going to be the saving grace. And then Charlie, actually, on her way back to the parish, she actually stopped and talked to Miss Melena, honey. And Miss Melena told her, have you ever been raped? How dare you question me? I can't be unraped. You don't even know your husband and you don't know nothing about him. And she'll tell her, "My husband's not a rapist." She said, "You don't know your husband, honey." And she told her, she said, "Yeah, I'm a sex worker and all that. But you don't even know your husband. You don't know what he did. And there's a rape kit. They're definitely sure that there's a rape kit out there." By the end of the program, Melena did contact Charlie and told Charlie, "What I want is $3 million and I want a sit down with him and you, and I want him to admit what he did. So she basically wants to break them, as much as she can, and literally ruin their marriage is what she wants. So that's going to be very interesting. I am very interested to see how that's actually going to play out. I'm interested to see what did he actually do that's worth $3 million. So we're going to see. That's going to be interesting, and I want to see if it's going to actually come out about Hollywood's wife, because Val doesn't know about the wife. So very interesting. But anyway, that's it. That's all that went on in this episode. So that's it, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, bye, guys.